Lost urban creeks are streams in urban areas that are neglected, taken advantage of, and are typically in communities most affected by pollution and environmental injustice. The Lost Urban Creeks project improves these urban waterways through cleanups, restoration, and water quality monitoring. Our first site is Springbrook Creek Watershed in South King County, which runs through the cities of Kent and Renton.
Historically, the creek was home to Chinook salmon. Over time, parking lots, houses, and businesses sprung up all around it, and the creek turned into little more than a stormwater conveyance system that connects runoff from streets and storm drains into the creek. As a result, instead of Chinook, Springbrook Creek is infested with invasive plants like knotweed, blackberries, suffers from high water temperatures and sedimentation, and lacks diverse vegetation.
We as youth from Unleash the Brilliance, a youth mentoring organization, are working in close partnership with Puget Soundkeeper, an environmental nonprofit, to restore the health of Springbrook Creek. Through the Lost Urban Creeks project and with help from community partners, we've gained new skills and now understand the importance of protecting and supporting sustainable ecosystems.
Springbrook Creek is a part of the Green Duwamish River watershed and is the largest subbasin of the Lower Green River Basin. It drains an area of about 15,763 acres. Unfortunately, Springbrook Creek is also on Washington State list of impaired streams due to water quality violations for high temperatures and low dissolved oxygen levels at multiple locations. This appears to be a chronic seasonal occurrence and is believed to be the result of low water flows, lack of adequate streamside vegetation and shade, and pollution.
Through the Lost Urban Creeks project, youth interns were trained in July of 2019 by the Snow King Watershed Council to conduct water quality monitoring of Springbrook Creek using methods established by the Global Water Watch, a voluntary network of community-based water monitoring groups. On a monthly basis from September of 2019 to April of 2020, we monitored water quality at 8 locations throughout the Springbrook watershed, including sites along Springbrook, Mill, and Panther Creeks. We tested for temperature, pH, dissolved oxygen, conductivity, turbidity, total dissolved solids, nitrates, and salinity. We also collected and weighed garbage at each site.
When we're out monitoring the water quality of the creek, we often ask ourselves the question, is this a good place for salmon, or can salmon do well here? Sadly, no salmon can be found in the creek now.
What we found during the wet season is that most of the water quality parameters we tested for, such as temperature and pH levels, were well within the range that would allow salmon to survive. But our results for 2 parameters, dissolved oxygen and turbidity, concerned us.
Adult salmon do best at dissolved oxygen levels of 8 milligrams per liter or higher. This is the state standard, but salmon eggs in gravel, which would typically be present during the wet season, need 11 milligrams per liter. Based on the levels we know fish need, our monitoring showed that several locations in the middle to lower part of the watershed were either at or below healthy levels of dissolved oxygen.
Turbidity is the cloudiness or haziness of a fluid caused by suspended solids. High levels of turbidity are not healthy for salmon and can clog their gills. Turbidity also leads to higher level of sedimentation, covering the gravel in the stream bed and suffocating salmon eggs.
During the wet season, 5 of the middle and lower stations on Springbrook, Mill, and Panther Creek had notably higher levels of turbidity at various times between December and February.
Water pollution comes in all forms, but garbage is the most visible. We collected the most garbage at Mill Creek near the Ford dealer on Central Avenue in Kent. Second was the Springbrook Creek near 84th Avenue and 192nd Street. And third was Lower Mill Creek near the Interband Trail. Also, but to a lesser extent, we collected garbage at Mill Creek in the Canyon Earthworks Park. It had a moderate amount of garbage but included mini sharps, which were left in place. Overall, garbage seemed to accumulate most at easily accessible locations that are vulnerable to illegal dumping.
Our main concern is with dissolved oxygen levels in the creek. The amount of oxygen in water is affected by water temperature. Although water temperatures were within acceptable ranges during the wet season, in April we observed temperatures approaching 17.5 degrees Celsius. That's almost 64 degrees Fahrenheit, and temperatures higher than this are too hot for fish. We believe this problem is due to a lack of shade, as parts of the creek have limited to almost no streamside vegetation, particularly the native trees, shrubs, and grasses that create the canopy and habitat salmon need to survive. High nutrient content in the water can also result in the removal of oxygen in water. Though nutrients encourage plant and algae growth, in the fall plants start to die off and are consumed by other organisms, which uses up the oxygen in the water. Low or stagnant water flows can also lower the oxygen in the water. This may be the case in the lower watershed, which is quite flat and water flow is slow to moderate at best. Other pollutants may also be washing into the stream via stormwater, which can also lower dissolved oxygen levels.
Increasing efforts to control and remove pollution from stormwater flows by restoring stream banks and increasing stream vegetation and building rain gardens would improve both oxygen and turbidity levels in the Springbrook watershed. In addition, because dumping occurs where the creek is accessible but also out of public view, we recommend bringing more attention to these areas through a program like Kent Adopt a Spot program. We plan on continuing our monthly monitoring throughout the rest of 2020 and are set to release a final report in the fall.
Soundkeeper, everything we do is focused on protecting and preserving the waters of Puget Sound. We do this by combining water quality monitoring and the enforcement of the Clean Water Act with policy and civic engagement on issues and legislation impacting our waterways. And we also provide stewardship and volunteer opportunities to community members, businesses, and organizations who want to help clean up and protect the Puget Sound.
In spite of our size, we face polluters head on. It doesn't matter if you're a multi-billion-dollar company or a public agency or the federal government. If you're not in compliance with the law, we will hold you accountable. Since our founding in 1984, Puget Soundkeeper has a nearly 100% success rate, has filed over 200 cases, and awarded $7.4 million to third-party restoration, education, and water quality mitigation projects in affected watersheds. Funds from our settlements go directly back to the communities most impacted. Like healthy, clean water, these relationships are priceless.
This is a Puget Soundkeeper presentation.
Well, good evening, friends, and welcome to the 2020 virtual Salute to the Sound, a benefit for Soundkeeper, Puget Soundkeeper. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Nelson J, and it is great to be with you tonight. I'm here as your MC and auctioneer tonight, and of course, we would love to be gathering in person, but for obvious reasons, we're unable to do that. So we're doing the next best thing, and we're coming to you from the comfort of my living room and hopefully into your home, or perhaps you're on the boat tonight with Wi-Fi or somewhere at a remote spot. So thank you so much for joining us. We are going to get started with a brief overview of tonight. We have a terrific program in store, so we have an agenda for you to follow along. We'll start with a message from our Soundkeeper board president, and then we'll have a fascinating update from Caitlin Kinn, our staff attorney at Soundkeeper. And then we will move into a video, a really impactful video showing you some of the very specific things that Soundkeeper is working on right now, even throughout the pandemic. And then we'll move into our virtual Raise the Paddle moment, which is a fundraising highlight of the night. And then I will talk through what we're calling live auction items. But the fact of the matter is you'll be bidding via our Greater Giving bidding interface tonight. It's all done via the phone or the tablet. And so you'll be bidding on that. And I'll give you a highlight of some of our premier items. And just to allay any confusion and any fears tonight, all items are closing tonight at 9 p.m. Tonight at 9 p.m., okay? So we'll talk more about that in just a bit. But we definitely wanted to remind you to get social tonight. And we'll have an opportunity to talk a little bit more about that, but you saw it at the end of our preview time there. And if you want to put the hashtag Salute to the Sound 2020 on any of your social media posts, you'll maybe make it into the live show a little bit later. So that would be fun. Thanks for being here. Well, I'm very pleased to get things started with a message from Soundkeeper's board president. Please welcome via video our very own Walt Tabler.
Good evening. My name is Walt Tabler. I'm lucky enough to be the chair of the board of directors for Puget Soundkeeper, and I'd like to welcome you to our annual Salute to the Sound Gala event. It's a little different this year, obviously, than it has been in the past, but we're still very excited about it.
Hey, you guys, we didn't do a land
I'd
acknowledgement.
like to specifically thank all of you for the participation and the support that you've given us over the years, including this year. And thank you for any involvement you've had with this week's festivities, and hopefully you've had a chance to bid on some silent auction items, or had a chance to raise your paddle, or perhaps you plan on being involved tonight in some of the live auction items that we have. But we're very excited to have you here and very thankful for your support. Secondly, I'd also like to thank the excellent staff that we have at Puget Soundkeeper. As with all workplaces, we've had our challenges this year. People have been working remotely for some time, and that presents a whole new list of things that we have to deal with, but I think the staff has dealt with it very well, and we are very appreciative for their dedication and their hard work and their continued efforts. I wish they were here so that I wish we were all together so that I could ask them to step up and be recognized, but we are very grateful for everything that they've done. This has been a very interesting year. COVID has presented opportunities and challenges to all of us in our lives. I think we're all aware of what they are, those of us who are working, those of us who are not working, those of us who have children. It's been very interesting. But like many challenges, there are benefits as well. And I think the COVID pandemic has shown us that there are other ways to do things that we've done in the past. Some things we can't do exactly like we did. Unfortunately, a big gathering is one of them, so we're not able to do this meeting in person tonight. And we would so love to be in the room with everybody and have some wine with dinner and run after desserts and have a cup of coffee afterwards downstairs waiting for cars. We just can't do that. But we have learned over the past year that there are some things that are better than they were. We were spending too much time in cars. We were wasting so much time just trying to get around, and part of what COVID has shown us is that while we like to meet face-to-face, we can get quite a bit done not meeting face-to-face. And we are very excited to learn some of the new things that we've learned. We're also optimistic about the future. Our programs have been going on in a very active fashion during the pandemic. We expect them to continue to do that after the pandemic. Thank you very much again for participating, and we look forward to having a wonderful event tonight. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Walt. And no doubt we've all learned a lot, including how to put on a virtual fundraiser from a remote location. So thank you to the incredible staff, the intrepid staff at Soundkeeper working so hard to bring this program to you tonight. So I wanted to remind everybody that this is a fundraiser. And with that in mind, we will review the ways to give tonight. And we have several ways to give. Giving is always easy with Soundkeeper, and on the screen you'll see the 3 preferred ways to give. The first option, of course, is to simply visit us at pugetsoundkeeper.org, and you can simply click on the Donate Now button on that landing page. That'll take you directly to a page where you can make a special gift to Soundkeeper. And you also, of course, are welcome to utilize the traditional USPS snail mail. And I can tell you that they're very busy right now doing many things, not the least of which is delivering ballots to a very energized community that wants to vote by mail, because things are taking a little longer, but you can certainly mail us a check. You can mail the checks to Puget Soundkeeper at the Nickerson Street address on the screen. And of course, as a bidder tonight, if you've registered to bid and participate in our online auction, you're already set up to make a donation through our Support Clean Water button right there on the Greater Giving website. So thank you so much for joining us. And those are the ways to give tonight. And I started to mention it, but we have a fun social media challenge tonight. And we encourage you to take a picture of where you are watching this show from. And perhaps you're enjoying a cold drink with it, but if you post a picture of yourself attending tonight's live Salute to the Sound, tag that with hashtag Salute to the Sound 2020, and you could win a $50 Local Tide or PCC gift card. So that's $50 to Local Tide Restaurant right there in Fremont, 98103 center of the universe, or a $50 PCC gift card available to use at any Puget Sound area participating PCC stores. So thanks to our donors there at Local Tide and PCC for that. So hashtag Salute to the Sound 2020, and you'll see me up there. And here's your challenge: something about what I'm looking like now versus what was in the picture on the hashtag Salute to the Sound 2020. There's a subtle difference, and I want you to see if you can find that. That's your little challenge tonight. But don't leave to do that right now. Pay attention to the next speaker, because I had an opportunity to visit with the incredible, very talented, very smart, and very tenacious Caitlin Kinn, staff attorney at Soundkeeper, and so much going on in the midst of the pandemic and so many things happening at Soundkeeper. Here's a video message from Caitlin Kinn, staff attorney.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Caitlin Kinn, Puget Soundkeeper's clean water attorney. I'm so excited to be here with all of you tonight, and I'm so proud to be part of the resilient and adaptable group that is Puget Soundkeeper. I'd like to quickly report to you on some of our successes over the past year. In our legal program, we settled 4 lawsuits, directing $1.4 million to local community-based projects to remediate environmental damage in the waterways that were impacted by the pollution we prosecuted. We also initiated 4 new cases, so we'll look forward to reporting to you on those in the future. On the advocacy front, we led a coalition that succeeded in stopping a dangerous petrochemical facility at the Tesoro refinery in Anacortes. We were also instrumental in passing two major pieces of legislation, the Reusable Bag Act and a ban on suction dredge mining in Washington waters. In terms of clean boating, we are working really hard on no discharge zone education and outreach to ensure that Puget Sound stays protected from marine sewage. We're also working on gray water outreach for boaters. In terms of waterway stewardship, over the past year we hosted 874 volunteers on 30 shoreline and beach cleanups and removed 7,659 pounds of marine debris. We started an exciting new program in the San Juan Islands in partnership with a research vessel to carefully remove trash from our iconic San Juan Island beaches. We conducted 54 boat and kayak patrols to document and report pollution, and we provided year-round paid internships to 24 youth leaders working on our Lost Urban Creeks project in the Green Duwamish watershed. They produced an amazing film this year that I hope you'll check out. We are so excited about what is getting underway and what is to come. We're taking a really close look at how wastewater pollution is impacting Puget Sound and poised to advocate for stronger protections on that front. We're also preparing to launch a new municipal stormwater scorecard, so watch for that. Volunteers are out in Longfellow Creek monitoring pre-spawn mortality this week already. We know that you are out picking up trash as part of your daily life when you're out walking your dog, and that makes a difference too. So we look forward to continuing to check in with you throughout the year, and thank you for being with us tonight.
Well, outstanding, Caitlin. Thank you so much. And so many ways that we can all do our part, including when we're out walking our dogs. And I appreciate each and every one of you for joining us tonight. If we were gathering in person upstairs at Block 41 like we've done for the past few years, we would be getting ready to conduct our Raise the Paddle. This is going to be our virtual Raise the Paddle experience. And to put us in the mood, we have a very exciting video for you to highlight some of the impactful work that Soundkeeper is doing right now for clean water in Puget Sound. And so please enjoy this video, and then right after that, we'll conduct our virtual Raise the Paddle, and I'll be back to tell you about that after the video.
I really love my relationship with Puget Soundkeeper. Stormwater is one of the largest sources, and in the Southern Sound, probably the largest source of pollutants to Puget Sound. And Earth Justice and Puget Soundkeeper have had an incredible partnership in making Washington a leader in doing something about stormwater. We have challenged those permits or defended good permits multiple times, and that is no small lift. You protect water quality for all kinds of reasons. The wildlife in it, it has climate impacts, but one of the most important things, particularly here in Washington, where fish and shellfish and catching and eating those fish is so crucial to so many aspects of our lives, water quality standards are a key component of that. It addresses toxins in our water that accumulate in fish, and we then ingest that, orcas ingest that, and it increases our body burdens and our risk to our health. The stresses and strains that our society is feeling right now and on our democracy just adds to the weight, both the importance of what we're doing, but also the difficulties of it. My colleagues at Earth Justice and the people I work with at Puget Soundkeeper are amazing to me in terms of their intellect, their strategic thinking, their stick-to-itiveness, and their heart. It's just, you really need that.
When I think about the youth who leave with me after an engagement with Puget Soundkeeper, I can see it in their hearts and their souls that they feel valued, that people cannot judge them based on media representation. They can say that we have value, we have currency, we have equity, because we are partnered with Puget Soundkeeper, an organization that does great work to restore the waters of Puget Sound. It makes them feel great. Hey, in all candor, it makes me feel wonderful. When we talk about growth, I think about all the different opportunities they have had to visit Springbrook Trout Farm, the Black River Riparian Forest, to learn about the salmon life cycle and the habitats, understanding wastewater treatment and management, understanding what it means to participate in waterworks gardens. They've learned a lot about microplastics, marine debris, and they take this back to school with them. It gives them a slight edge, particularly when it comes to competing against their peers. I just think it's a great thing, and as we've been with the organization for 3 years, I hope we can go on for a longer period. Puget Soundkeepers has really given not only myself, but the youth leaders who participate a great chance to expand their horizons and to see and have a positive view of their future.
Seattle Iron and Metal has been a polluter for quite some time. I remember looking just right over there, and there was a big black cloud of smoke coming out of the air, and I ran in the house and shut all the windows and brought my dogs inside and waited until further notice. We were told that the lead and arsenic levels in the soil along the river were so toxic that we shouldn't take our dogs there, and we should remove our shoes every time we're in our homes. The challenge is that we are a population of 1,500 residents, and there are powers that are much greater than we are lobbying political interests, and that makes it hard for a community to have a voice. And if we're not given a seat at the table, it's even harder, which is why when Puget Soundkeepers wants to include us and pulls the chair up to the table and says, join us, I'm gonna cry, it's a really cool thing. So it makes us feel less disposable.
Well, thank you so much, and a big shout out to Jeanette and Terrell and Molly for their participation in that impact video. So many important works and deeds being done on behalf of clean water here in Puget Sound, and I just love that Lost Urban Creeks project. And I miss seeing you, Terrell. If you're on the call tonight, great to see you in the video, and I look forward to connecting next year. Friends, this is the time. So a friendly reminder, we're going to review our ways to give. And as a reminder, tonight is a fundraiser, and the ways to give are very easy. You can go to the address on your screen. That's pugetsoundkeeper.org and click on that Donate Now button. Or you can mail us a check at the global headquarters for Puget Soundkeeper right there in Lower Queen Anne on the north side, right along the Ship Canal and Nickerson Street in Seattle. Or you can simply click the Support Clean Water button on the Greater Giving auction screen if you're in that device. So tonight we are here to raise money for clean water, and this is the moment where we'll be virtually supporting Soundkeeper through our virtual paddle raise. And here's the challenge tonight. Remember, this is a 100% tax-deductible donation. And our goal tonight is to have 100% of the people participating in our program at home to participate and make a special donation. Many of you have already made donations, and thank you for those of you that have already sent in your support. Thank you. And for those of you about to give, thank you for what you're about to do. So tonight, officially, we're going to get started at the $5,000 level. And that's our official start. But if there's a number on your heart above 5,000, don't let that be a ceiling. You can make any donation level that you'd like through our Greater Giving webpage or through pugetsoundkeeper.org. So at our $5,000 level, our official starting point, I'm so pleased to announce that our board member and friend, longtime board member, Peter Ackroyd and Joan Allworth are giving tonight at the $5,000 level. Thank you so much, Peter and Joan. And if you would like to give at that $5,000 level, friends, now's the time to do that. Just hop onto your phone or to your tablet, click on the link and make that donation. And if there's a number on your heart that's not listed as one of our options, you can type that in the other amount. So no matter if you want to give 5,000 or 50,000 or 500, you can make that donation right there via PugetSoundkeeper.org or on the Greater Giving link. So thank you so much. Here we are with a live check-in. We're at 56,000, and look at that, friends, rolling in. A big shout out to Libby Johnson and Jonathan McKee coming in at the $5,000 level tonight. Wow, that's terrific. So I have a I have a Greater Giving screen off to my right, and thank you for that. And also in Claire Tonery at the $1,000 level. Thank you so much for those gifts, friends. So if you'd like to join Peter and Joan, and then Libby and Jonathan McKee, feel free to make that $5,000 gift right now. Thank you so much out there in virtual land. I love you. Next up, the $2,500 level. If you can give at this level, now's the time to make that virtual gift. And the gifts continue to come in. And look at that. We have an anonymous donor at the $8,000 level. That's fantastic. And we've got William Bud Anderson is in at $1,000. Keep those gifts coming. This is officially the $2,500 level, friends, but you can give any amount at any time via that link through PugetSoundkeeper.org. Just click on Donate Now. And you can also make that gift via the Greater Giving. And when you make your gift in Greater Giving, you'll show up right there on the screen. You can see us change that thermometer. Look at that. The gifts are rolling in, and they keep on coming. More and more gifts rolling in. That is terrific. Thank you so much for those. That's a $10,000 gift being inserted. Thank you. Moving along, we're now at the $2,500 level. And after that, of course, friends, it's the $1,000 level. And at the $1,000 level, I have some exciting news. We have a donation challenge match at the $1,000 level. For the first 20 donations at the $1,000 level will be matched dollar for dollar up to $20,000. So we can match up to 20 $1,000 gifts at this level. So thank you so much for that giving. That's the $1,000 challenge level. William Bud Anderson is in for $1,000. Claire Tonery, I mentioned. Walt and Nora Tabler. Thank you, Walt and Nora, board president, in at $1,500. We're going to match that with our $1,000 match challenge here at the $1,000 level. The first 20 donations will be given and matched at the $1,000 level. Keep those coming. I'm going to scroll over here. We have so many bids rolling in. An anonymous donation coming in at the $30,000 level. Holy cow. Thank you for that, Mr. or Mrs. or Ms. and Mr. Anonymous. That's fantastic. John and Mary Riceberg in at $1,000. Thank you for that. They're into the challenge. Now's the time if you'd like to make a gift. And remember, friends, you can give more than once. So if you gave $500 earlier and you want to get in on the $1,000 challenge, you can give again another $500, and we can recognize that as part of our challenge match. So everything at the $1,000 level matched dollar for dollar tonight to support clean water here in Puget Sound. Well, moving along, keep those gifts coming. This is now officially the $500 level. And if you can give at the $500 level, now's the time to do that. And look at that, Peter Aykroyd and Joan, their gift being recognized by the magic behind the curtain. Thank you for that. Up over $80,000. Let's keep that thermometer growing. We have a lofty goal tonight to exceed $100,000 for clean water. So keep those gifts coming. This is the $500 level. And if you haven't yet given, if you can give it to $500 level, you'll join Charles and Christine Eaton at the $500 level. Thank you so much to Charles and Christine for their support. Also at the $500 level tonight, thanks to David Taft for his $500 commitment, and Mr. Glenn Bonchi at $500. Thank you, Glenn. And Karen and George Bray are in at the $500 level, as are Patricia Hemphill and Lauren Dolette. Thank you so much for that. And Stephen and Tammy Hewson in at the $500 level. All proceeds supporting the important work at Puget Soundkeeper. Keep those gifts coming, and we are so appreciative of everybody giving tonight. Next up, friends, it's the $250 level. The $250 level is next, and you can, of course, give any amount at any time. And this is now the $250 level, and you'll join the likes of Linda Youngs at $250. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation match is in at $300, and we've got also at $250 Ruth Dunlop and Sharon Trox in at $250. Thank you so much, Ruth and Sharon. And also Peter Hudson Davis and Christian Schoening at $250. And then Beverly Howland, Beverly Howald in at $250. And also Matthew Moore and Miranda Marty. So many names rolling in, it's hard to keep track. Thank you, keep those gifts coming. We're on a roll, friends, and we've got lots of action in our giving thermometer. Elizabeth Lunny is in at $1,000, as is our good friend and longtime Soundkeeper board member and Sun Valley donor, Andy Foster, in for $1,000. Thanks, Andy. Great to virtually see you out there, and thanks for your support. And look at that, friends. We've got that anonymous $20,000 challenge has been dropped into the thermometer. Thank you for that. And we are rolling right along. Next up, friends, if we haven't gotten there yet, would be the $100 level. And at the $100 level, so many names to mention. I'm going to try to zip through these so we can give you all a shout out. Thanks so much to Matthew Moore, Matthew Moore, and they're coming in. Alana Naster is in at $250. And Matthew Moore, Joanna Curran is in at $100. Alyssa Engelbrecht at $100. Thomas Little, thank you. Elizabeth Duffy in at $100. Beverly Howell, I mentioned Beverly earlier. Thank you so much. Richard and Catherine Lilly in. Jane Tapp, Carolyn Paul Abodili, thank you so much. We've got matching funds coming in from Microsoft and Bill and Melinda Gates. Thank you for the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation for that support. Alana Naster, thank you so much. And Farah Clinch is in at $100. So up over $80,000 for clean water now. Christy Avery, Richard Weiss, and Lynn Denino, and Kat Randolph, Richard Horner. Thank you so much. So we have a fun challenge here. We're moving into our micro transaction level. Once we're under 100, we have a new thing for you. This is the fastest 3 minutes in fundraising. We have a 3-minute, $3,000 challenge. And all gifts will be matched dollar for dollar in this $3,000 challenge in 3 minutes from an anonymous family foundation. And you can give at any level under $100, $50, $25, $10. Those of you that haven't yet had a chance to come to a Soundkeeper event, if you're new to us, thank you for joining us tonight. And this is your chance to get some matching dollars, the 3-minute, $3,000 challenge. So let's get those gifts coming in at any level, whether it's $3,000, $30,000, or $30. We can use your support tonight to help Soundkeeper continue its mission to keep track of industrial polluters and put them on notice so that we can have clean waters for generations to come. Now more than ever, Soundkeeper needs your support, working hard through the pandemic, delivering all of that important work. And the gifts continue to pour in. Special thanks to, holy cow, there are so many names here. Michael Conlin is in at $40. Thank you, Michael, that's great. And Roger Rosendahl in at $750. Thank you. Michelle and Gail Shergott are in at $50. Thank you so much. And we've got more and more gifts pouring in, and Robin is in for $10. Thank you so much, Robin. And Kathleen Beery is in at $250, approaching $85,000 for clean water tonight, friends. That's fantastic. Let's keep it rolling. And remember, share this link tonight so that if you have clean water advocates that couldn't join us tonight for the live program, you can share this. We'll be open and receiving your donations and donations for days and weeks ahead. So thank you for sharing this and continue so we can continue the good works of Soundkeeper. Wow, fantastic. We're rolling and they continue to pour in an anonymous donation in at $3,000. Thank you for that. And Mr. Torin Ruel Searson, thank you so much for your $20 contribution. You've been matched. Your match is going to work straight away. Thank you so much for that. And Jaron Kelleher is in at $500. Also in Teresa Nelson at $500. Thank you so much. There are incredible names here. Jacqueline Wolf in at 250. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll keep the party rolling. You're welcome to make gifts all the way tonight through the Greater Giving app, and that'll be open tonight right up until the end of our online auction. You can continue giving at Soundkeeper, PugetSoundkeeper.org. Just click on that donate link, and we can continue to take those gifts. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to shift things a little bit. We'll come back to the giving update in just a bit, but right now we're going to introduce our featured live auction items. And I air quote the live auction items because the fact of the matter is they're going to be closing online. So all bidding tonight is conducted via our online interface through Greater Giving. And our first item tonight that we're going to talk about is item number 1, which is our live auction experience in Cortona, Italy. This is a chance to experience a once-in-a-lifetime adventure for 2 people in Cortona, Italy, the lovely hill town of Tuscany. A 7-day trip for 2 in Cortona. It is a Saturday to Saturday experience. You have a full 18 months to travel, and if necessary, this can be extended further, pending travel restrictions. So this is lot number 1, Cortona, Italy. Currently, our lead bidder is Desiree is in, and she's bid at $2,500. If you want to get in on the bidding and give Desiree a run for her money, you can bid at the next bid level is $2,810. So if you'd like a trip for 2, this is a land package, a full 8 days, 7 nights, Cortona, Italy, in the hill country. It's a fabulous chance, a medieval Tuscan hill town. It's just 2 hours north of Rome, 90 minutes from Florence. It's beautiful, and it's lots of wineries nearby. Special thanks to our friends of Soundkeeper for this contribution. This is item number 1, a trip for 2 to Cortona, Italy in the hill country. Next up, item number 2 is the Bali experience. This is an exotic retreat for 2 in Bali, and you're far from the touristic crowds. You will experience authentic Bali. You'll be at the very lovely and secluded and private Golden Buddha Resort, where each guest is made to feel special, and you'll have an enchanting and a relaxing time. This is a very special spot, and the Golden Buddha Resort features 5 one-bedroom, one-bath cottages. Each cottage can accommodate up to 3 people. There is a king bed plus 1 twin, and all cottages feature locally sourced Balinese furniture and artwork, Indonesian marble throughout. They're beautifully landscaped gardens, statuary, water features, fish ponds throughout the grounds, air conditioning, indoor, outdoor showers, and a veranda. Plus, the beauty of this getaway is that it has so many inclusive amenities, including the pool, covered dining area. There is a day spa, a garden cafe, full bar, plus room service. And the really exciting thing is included in your 7-night Saturday to Saturday stay is round-trip airport transfer from Golden Buddha Resort to the airport, daily breakfast for up to 2 people, complimentary bottled water, 2 full body massages at the on-site spa. That's all included in this experience. Plus, you'll have 1 special cultural Balinese dinner served at the Golden Buddha Resort, daily housekeeping, and you can, of course, enjoy things like diving and snorkeling excursions accompanied by a master diver for 2 people. All equipment is included. This is a wonderful opportunity to support Soundkeeper. That is item number 2, the dreamed exotic getaway to Bali, Indonesia. Next up, item number 3, and a big shout out, I mentioned him earlier, but thank you to Andy Foster for item number 3 and item number 4. Andy is a longtime clean water advocate and supporter and board member at Soundkeeper, and Andy has graciously donated his fabulous Sun Valley condo, which is a 2-bedroom condo, and you can enjoy this in summer or winter or both if you bid on both items. So thank you, Andy, for this. It's 4 nights in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath Sun Valley condominium within walking distance of downtown Ketchum. Sun Valley boasts some of the finest winter recreation, winning top awards for Top Ski Town by Ski Magazine and Powder Magazine. And whether you enjoy alpine skiing, aka downhill skiing, or Nordic skiing, also known as cross-country skiing, or you're a snowboarder, or you're just into getting outside and enjoying the pristine winter splendors, Sun Valley in the winter, there's no place like it. Thank you, Andy, for that fabulous donation. Bidding on this right now, $13.50 is the current bid. And that looks like Libby Johnson is holding that. And the next bid level is $1,500. Those will be closing, all of these items, friends, closing tonight at 9 o'clock. So stay tuned in. And if you want to make sure to not miss out, you can set the auto bid in your Greater Giving interface to automatically up your bid. If you want to make sure you don't miss out on it, set a max bid at a number that works just right for you, and it'll bid for you as long as somebody else is bidding. And if you get outbid, and it'll let you know you can put in another bid later. So that's item number 3, the winter in Sun Valley. And item 4, sounding suspiciously like item 3, but it's in the summer. Same fabulous condo, same fabulous donor, and you can enjoy things like golf, hiking, wine festivals, and so much more. So Sun Valley in the summer, same offer, 4 nights in the 2-bedroom condo, 2-bath, right there in walking distance from downtown Ketchum. There's 250 days of sunshine a year in Sun Valley, and it's a great spot. Thank you to our donor, Andy Foster, and thank you to our bidders. Current top bidder on this summer package to Sun Valley is Jeanette Brimmer from our video featured earlier. Next bid is $13.50. Get those bids in tonight before 9 o'clock when things will wrap up. Okay, moving right along. Items 5 and, well, I'll get to 6, but item 5 and 6 are both trips to Oregon, both to Portland. Super exciting. Item number 5 currently is no bids yet, but a reserve bid of $2,000 on this. And this is a deluxe Portland, Oregon getaway. Food and wine connoisseurs will delight in this 4-day, 3-night stay for 2 at the Benson Hotel in the Pearl District of Portland. You'll explore Portland's famous Powell's bookstore, sample tasty menus from the area that made food trucks popular, and dine in some of the hottest restaurants. This deluxe weekend in the Rose City includes a wine tour of the Willamette Valley and a chance to enjoy some of their legendary Pinot Noir wines, and of course, a downtown Portland food tour to get you going. You need to get yourself to Portland, but once you're there, it'll be the most remarkable 3-night, 4-day stay you could imagine in the Rose City. Wine tour of the Willamette Valley, including hotel pickup and drop-off. The downtown Portland food tour is included, and free concierge reservation services are included, plus all room-related taxes. Item number 5, the Portland Raise Your Glass Adventure. And next up, item number 6, also heading south of the Columbia River, is a chance to enjoy luxury Portland and an adventure weekend. This is a fun way to head to the Rose City, take a long weekend, relax, and explore the beauty of Oregon while on this 4-day, 3-night vacation for 2 at the Sentinel Hotel in Portland. It includes your choice of a Columbia River Gorge bike and hike adventure, or a hike to Columbia River Gorge waterfalls, or a full day trip to one of the most spectacular and picturesque beaches in the world, to Cannon Beach and Haystack Rock. Your getaway includes 4 days, 3 nights, all room-related taxes, and your choice of either that bike and hike Columbia River Gorge adventure, the Multnomah Falls hike in Columbia River Gorge waterfalls, or an Oregon coast full-day trip to Cannon Beach and Haystack Rock. Concierge reservation services included. Thank you to Friends of Soundkeeper. Reserve bid on that item number 6 is $2,000. And our final live item that's technically not live, but it's going to be sold virtually tonight online at 9 o'clock sharp. Item number 7. At some point, friends, we will be able to move about the cabin and fly again, and hopefully sooner than later. This is 2 coach round trip tickets, system-wide, anywhere Alaska flies. And the great news, friends, you can enjoy this with a friend. You don't need to make a big long-term reservation. If they've got space, you can hop on there and just go where you want to go. This is 2 round-trip coach tickets valued at $1,200 each. Current bidding is at just over $1,000. Ruby Wishnetsky is in the lead on that one, and the next bid is at $1,320. So get those bids in tonight by 9 o'clock when we'll be closing out those live auction items. And the next items to talk about, super fun. It wouldn't be a proper Soundkeeper fundraiser if we didn't have a few very tasty bottles of wine and alcohol in the auction. And so lots 101 and 104 are identical and similar lots. They are both 10-bottle Locust wine lots. Bidding on one of them's at $295 and the other one's at $245, but these are fabulous opportunities to support Soundkeeper. Current top bidder Laura and Michael Engelbrecht at $295, and we have a second package that is identical to that one, and bidding right now in the lead on that is at just about the same price. Just below that is $245, Abby Olivo. So the next bid on that second package is at $270, and the next bid on the top package is $320. So get those bids in. Terrific wines. Next up, items number 102 and 105. Those are the Locust Wines 5-bottle lots, and those are slightly more approachable, and those bidding on those just around the $120 to $140 range currently. Next bid at the $160 to $175 range. Those are items 101 and 104, and items 102 and 105. Next up, item number 103 is a wine tasting at our, this is a great chance to visit Locust Washington Wines, paired and curated bites in Locust's tasting room right there in Pioneer Square. You can come hungry, and you can either bring a driver or find an Uber, or you can take light rail. So Locust Wine and Food Pairing Experience, this is for 8 people, a super special opportunity to head right down to the heart of Pioneer Square, and you'll enjoy all of the Yakima Valley and Natchez Heights AVAs of Washington State produced unique handcrafted wines, where they will be showcased and highlighted during your special tasting for 8 people. COVID-19 restrictions and guidance apply. Please understand and be prepared to be flexible. Winner should contact the owner, Ton, and you will get more information about how to set up the tasting for 8, but that is item number 106, and a big shout out to our top bidders, Laura and Michael Engelbrecht, who are in the lead on that one at $425. Next bid is at $460. That's lot 103. Finally, tonight in that category, we have one more, and that is our Northwest Distillery Collection. And a special note about this, Three Howls Distillery, the market value on this one, nearly $300. Top bid right now, currently Barbara Lowe in the lead at $290. And this will be closing tonight, friends, 9 p.m. That next bid will be at $340. That's $340 for our final bid, and lots of action on that one. That's a really great opportunity to head down to the distillery and enjoy some Copperworks American Single Malt Whiskey, small batch gin, and Copperworks Washington Malt Vodka. Super great way to support Soundkeeper and enjoy some micro distilled spirits. And there they are. Those are our featured items wrapping up tonight. Thank you so much for your attention there, and what an opportunity to support Soundkeeper. We're going to take a moment, and through the power of technology that's so complicated I can't even begin to understand it, we're going to introduce a little photo log here to see if we have anybody that has participated in our live and social pictures. So let's see if anything comes up here on the screen. There's one of them, and that looks like our fabulous production crew over there in Wenatchee. And look, there's somebody. Hey, nicely done. One of our great supporters and clean water fans. There's another clean water fan coming to you from home with drinks in hand. That's spectacular. Hey, there's the production team in Wenatchee. Big shout out to Jared and crew back there. Thank you so much. Oh, hey, look. Okay, what's the difference? It's pretty elementary. Yep, I changed the tie. There we are. Hey, look, it's Robin from Soundkeeper. Looking good, Robin. And thank you so much. That is a lot of fun. Keep those social pictures coming. And A friendly reminder, friend, that this is, we'll keep the giving window open, and we've got the ways to give popping up here on the screen momentarily. But as a friendly reminder, if you haven't yet made your gift, now is the time to hop on to the PugetSoundKeeper.org website, click on that donate link. Oh, look at that. Fantastic. Nice work, friends. We're up to almost $100,000 for clean water. If we can get that just a little higher, we'll be into the 6-digit zone, which is really where we'd love to be. So keep those gifts coming, and be sure to share this link, because when you share this link, more people hear about it. We've got those matches going at the $1,000 level, and we've got our micro matches happening. So you can give, even though it's been more than 3 minutes, every gift at those levels at $50, $25, $10, $75, those are all matched dollar for dollar up to $3,000, and all donations at the $1,000 level tonight matched at dollar for dollar up to $20,000. So thank you to our anonymous donors and matching angels out there. And we wanted to remind everybody to continue giving. You can give again. If you wake up in the morning and say, I've slept on it and I feel like giving again, you can do that. And we would be so excited about that. So thank you so much. It's been a pleasure being here. This is the completion of our first ever virtual event. Short and sweet, and we so wish we could be in person tonight. Thank you for joining us. Tonight is Friday, October 23rd. I'm Nelson J. I appreciate your support of Puget Soundkeeper. Thank you for joining us, and we'll roll some credits, and you're free to relax the rest of the evening. Thanks, and good night.